Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. Alright, in the last episode, in case you didn't know, I did go through the Water Shapers Guild and we freed the dragon Seriophilus below there, and so he's out in the Deadfire, free, doing as he wishes. So in this episode, what I want to do is go into Arkemyr's Manor, and we do have a quest that we need to complete, the Archmages Vault. So we need to find a way inside Arkemyr's Manor. I did get some information from here, but essentially we have to hand over a tomb to either Natehi or Tumara. One's in the Serpent's Crown, the other one's in the Brass Citadel. So one is on the side of the Huana, and the other one is on the side of the Rauatai, or the Royal Deadfire Company. Before we do any of those things, I do want to come down here to Marihi's metalwork. She is able to forge a blade for us. Okay, so we can go over here and talk to Marihi. We'll talk to her first, and then I'll kind of explain.
Maybe even something lighter. I've got plenty in stock.
Alright, first let's show what she has, because she does have some really good stuff. Queen's Rule is a really good two-handed greatsword. She also has Lover's Embrace, which is a good one-handed dagger. If you are a rogue specialist, this is a pretty good ability. 8 raw damage per 6 seconds. And stealth attacks cause the target to bleed for raw damage, so any stealth attacks you pull off does a flat damage to him. And of course there's some really good enchants for this one, but I'm not going to get this one at this point in time. What I do want to get is this Spearcaster. There really is not a better arbalist in the game, even though this price is kind of crazy. So it's 4,000 here, but here's a marked up to 19,000. We do have the money. But this has a really good ability, plus 5 ranged accuracy, so you can increase on the hits. It increases with your Arcana skill. And you also get plus 50% chance to knock back and daze a target on scoring a hit. This thing will proc all the time if you have a ranged character. So you have these two abilities. Forceful Impact, which has 50% chance to knock back and daze a target on scoring a hit, which seems to hit a lot. The knockback becomes a problem after a while because in certain situations you don't want it to happen, but this also gets a plus 5 ranged accuracy, which increases with the Arcana skill. So you get to increase your accuracy, which causes more hits, and it does knockback and daze. So there really is not a better arbalist in the game than this one, so I always get this for my ranged class. Let's buy this. I do have the money. Let's give it to our ranger here, and we will equip it. Now she doesn't have a lot of Arcana, but that is okay. You can respec your characters. You can go to any tavern area and you can respec your characters, so you can resituate the, you can't do the attributes, but you can do the skills. So I can boost up, trade her explosives, and just give it to Arcana, which would give her more accuracy with this particular weapon. So it's not going to be a big deal to do that. So I can replace our crossbow with this arbalist. So she will be able to destroy, especially spellcasters. She'll have a lot of knockback and daze, and she'll also have a lot of abilities to interrupt as well. So that's going to be good. And we can also enchant this. Okay, Arcane Bolts, plus 5 ranged accuracy, 15% chance to cast Minoletta's minor missiles at target on scoring a hit. Yeah, so this gets even better. And of course, elemental bolts. Okay, so this does burn, corrode, freeze, and shock damage. So it does elemental damage on top of your actual damage. Pinning, let's see, pinning is immobilizes the target on hit, and then skewer. Grant skewer, which does 5 meters of push, and if successful, immobilizes for 10 seconds. Yeah, it's a activated ability, so +2 per rest. Okay, so yeah, these are some really good abilities that we can get. I don't have any primal waters. I'm going to have to go find some primal waters and winds to activate. I actually want this one, so I'm going to get some regents in order to activate the Arcane Bolts. Anyway, that's future talk. So the reason why I came here, besides that, is to talk to her.
Or steel, maybe even something lighter. I've got plenty in stock.
So I can talk with her, and I can tell her, I can show her the shards of Blade of Endless Paths and Whispers of Yenwood. These are 2 swords you get in the first game. They're kind of like quest swords that you can get throughout the game in the first game. And if you started the second game without playing the first game, these are in your boat. So they're in your cabin. So if you go to your boat, you go to your cabin where the captain is, which is you. You can look in one of the drawers and you can find the shards. So you take it to here to Marie, and you can talk to her, and she'll offer to craft a sword for you.
But these wonders have suffered greatly. I say you must take better care of your things.
I know, believe me. So what do you think?
I say I could repair these to their working order for 1,500 pyres each.
Okay.
Something about the metal, it yearns to bond as one. I could join all these pieces into a great sword for 3,000 pyres. Okay,
so you have an option. You can craft each one separately, which, to be honest, they're nothing like the first game. They kind of suck. So, or you can combine them. I would highly recommend combining them, because the great sword you get from combining them is far superior to these 2 separately. One of these is a one-handed sword, I believe, and the other one's an stoic. But you can also craft them into a great sword. So we're going to do that.
Akira, when you swing this beauty, you must make sure to tell your foes that Mahiri sent you.
Alright, so we lose the fragments, and there we go.
Whispers of the Endless Paths. A most brooding and gloomful weapon, I say.
Alright.
May it chop your enemies into fine pieces for the delight of Tongaloa.
This is some fine work.
I'm honored to have the trust of such a fine customer. Do not hesitate to bring me another challenge. Akira?
Alright.
If you need iron or steel, maybe even something lighter, I've got plenty in stock.
Very well. Okay, so we do get this really good sword. It starts off as exceptional, so we have to enchant it to make it better, but it does a lot of cool things. It does crushing damage, so 15% damage as crushing, and it also does attacks in a cone +1 penetration. So you get these stacking effects, and I think the old sword, used to do something like that, where it would increase the accuracy of your allies. It's been a while. I forget what it used to do, but it was pretty good. You also get these cool abilities, spinning assault. So once per encounter, you can kind of do like a spinning attack, and you can hobble enemies. And also you get blade form and offensive parry if you're going to be more in the defensive set, or you can get blade form, which every time you attack or hit somebody, you get a -2% recovery time, so it speeds up your attacks over time. So unfortunately, this is a good sword, but unfortunately, it's really set for a barbarian or someone that does a lot of damage with two-handed weapons, like a soldier. Like Edar would be good, but he's more two-handed specialty. So anything that's geared towards two-handed damage. So like a fighter or maybe a barbarian. So I have no use for it right now, but if I do Royal Barbarian, I could definitely give them that sword, and it would be a pretty good weapon for them to use. So that's it. That's something you could do while you're over here in Pariki's Overlook. Alright, so on to the main event. There are a couple of ways you can get into the Arkemyr's Manor. If you go down into the Luminous Bathhouse, you can go down to the basement, the boiler room, and there is like a way to get in from there. If you do go through there, you're right by the vault that you need to get into, and so you can do that as well. Get into the vault through that way. You do have to find a gem and stuff, which I'll talk about a little later. You can also pick this lock here if you wanted to, and go through the front door. There are mobs in the front. There are mobs all over this place, but in the front it's not too bad. There's a more subtle way though that you can do. You can go through the dark cupboard. So Fasina, I've helped Fasina already, and she can actually join our party. Not yet, but she will. So we can talk to her.
What do you want?
We could ask her, I need to get into Arkemyr's Manor.
Imp, go hang laundry.
Alright.
I'm only doing this for how you help Bertenno. Here, burn Arkemyr's Manor down for all I care.
There, so she gives you the key as well. Alright.
What else do you need?
Back to the manor. No, I don't think there's anything else. Is there another way inside the manor?
Locked doors tend to have keys. That one's free.
Okay. Alright, so let's get out of here.
Leave it to me.
Oh, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that. We don't want to get these guys on us. Okay, so another way you can get in is if you go upstairs. We can go through this window here.
Well, as long as I don't get caught.
Let's get this first.
I guess that wasn't so hard.
Ooh, we get a trollhide belt. I think everybody has a belt though. Okay, so if you help Fasina, you can get the key. Another way is if you go through this here, you can get over there as well from this way. So the window overlooks the streets of Pariki's Overlook. The second floor of Arkemyr's Manor is just across the way. The right tool and practiced throwing arm could make crossing the gap a manageable feat. Let's study it. The gap between the window and the manor is too far to leap. Moreover, the sheer wall and the erratic gusts of wind make the prospect of scaling too treacherous. However, anyone with decent climbing experience could secure a grappling hook from this distance. Alright, so you do have a patrolling guard there. As you observe the manor, you catch the silhouette of a lone ironclad construct patrolling the second floor. So rope the grappling hook, have someone throw the grappling hook across the manor's railing. We'll do our super high human tank. Yeah, just requires 3. Alright, the hook sails across the gap and lands with a clang. After the rope is pulled back, the hook solidly lodges in the railing of the parapet. So we use our thing so we can climb across the manor. Rope creaks and sways, but with care and slow, deliberate progress, you safely make it to the other side. Okay, so we are now across the way. There is, we can kill this, there's a guy right here too we can take out, but we'll do that later. Let's go up here. And then we can go into this room, which is Arkemyr's bedroom. This is the stealthy way to do it. If you went through the underneath the luminous bathhouse, you will trip an alarm, and that'll cause you to have to kind of fight your way through the manor. But you don't have to go very far, which is good. Alright, so in here, what we need to do is get the robes.
Alright, but I'm keeping what's in there. Guess that wasn't so hard.
So yeah, we find a lot of good stuff in here too. There's a regent. I think we need that for our weapon that we just got. Arcane Bolts, yeah. Let's enchant that. Okay, I'm actually gonna make that her primary weapon. Let's make sure she has that on her. There we go. Alright, so we don't need to stealth right now. We need to get his notes. Okay, this is... Okay, we'll get scrolls. That's always good. And we need to get Arkemyr's notes. So if you read through this, it kind of tells you some information about what we're going to do. Also get this ring.
All right, but I'm keeping what's in there. Guess that wasn't so hard.
And we can get the scepter. Okay.
Leave this.
And this is what we need. We need the old robes. All right.
Professor Grog.
So let's put on the robes, and we're gonna pretend to be Arkemyr.
Well, if you're you,
So I think the imps are the only ones that really mess with you. All right, let's go down here. We enter from the second floor. Yeah, see, he doesn't even bother us. Now that we have the robes on, we can pretend to be Arkemyr. Alright, so let's go walk around freely. There's a lot of good stuff in here.
Intelligence of 6. I know what I'm
You do have to do checks with the imp, so the imps will talk to you. So leather imp cradles a gem in its claws and makes soft cooing sounds as he extends his forked tongue to lick each facet, coating it with a layer of slime. Sensing your presence, his eyes snap open. The imp lets out a piercing shriek and clutches the gem protectively close to his body. A pair of yellow eyes narrow on you, focusing with intensity.
What you do here? My pet groundwalk filth? What you do here, huh? Why you trouble Yellow Eye 3?
Okay, so we don't have the skill for this. Thought we did have the skill. Oh jeez. See my robe, supplicant? It's me, Arkemyr. I'm merely testing out a new illusion.
His master? Give passphrase or get chewed to mush.
I think it's this one. Cider and cheese?
Master or not, it's good enough for Yellow Eye 3.
Okay, there you go. That crystal. No, let's see. What do you know about the vault?
Is on the lowest level, southeast corner, sealed up like dirty secret. Burglars tried to open, but they turned into food.
That crystal, where did you get it? Yellow Eyes 3 clutches the crystal, with eyes opening with fear.
Found lying near vault, kept safe for master.
Okay, good. We got the crystal. This is the way to get into the vault.
What you want?
Farewell. Okay. Let's grab some stuff while we're here.
To Professor Grog.
It's all we can do up here. If you have high enough concentration, then mechanics, then you actually don't need the key. You actually can get in there without the key. Yeah, so they're not going to bother us. What do we have over here?
I shall make it so.
I think we're good. I don't think the constructs will bother us either. Okay.
I have an intelligence of
My
6.
master need books, not even taste good.
Yeah, so we can we'll get the combination, which is in here somewhere. Is this it? Yeah, the combination to the vault has been divined. Okay, that's what we needed. All right, let's go down to the downstairs before I loot this place. lightning. That's not bad. He has a lot of magic stuff in his, you know, of course he does, but because he's a mage, but he does have a lot of good stuff in here. A lot of good magic stuff in here. Nothing really in there. Alright, let's go to the lower level. Okay, so I don't think we have to stealth in this area. No, we don't. Okay, good. I was concerned about that. We'll just loot his place.
Your lounge trying to eat it again. Master will be displeased.
And the vault is here. So this is the vault. There's this way in right here. But before we go in there, I just want to show you, this is the back way right here. So if you came through the basement of the luminous bathhouse, you actually come up right here, and you have to actually open this with a chisel and mortar, or chisel and hammer, and then you can break it open. But if you do, get alarm is triggered and everybody becomes active. So let's go through this. So yeah, you can tinker. If you just happen to have the combination, you can tinker with this. I think it requires 9 mechanics to do that, which we can definitely do. I'm going to place the crystal. Alright. And then I'm going to enter the combination we found. There we go.
Intelligence of 6. I know what I'm doing.
So the tablet's down here. There's a lot of traps down here,
I
so
even have fancy dinnerware if you're just gonna keep it locked up.
you need to be careful. Yeah, lots of traps. I think even some of these chests are trapped. No.
I'm fine.
Ah, gee.
I got this. Really?
Yes.
Knew that was gonna happen. Okay. There's the tablet.
Well, as long as I don't get caught.
Alright, we'll open some more stuff up.
All done.
There's a lot of good stuff in here. You get some Cabalist, Gambison, sapphires, emeralds. These, I think this is +2 armor against spell, so it's kind of a good against spellcasters.
Professor
All right, but I'm keeping what's in there. Guess I wasn't so
Lots of
hard.
gold. Yeah, we get a Stone of Power, grants Power Surge, which is a pretty good item.
All right, but I'm keeping what's in. All done.
And some more stuff.
Well, as long as I don't get caught. All done.
You can open up everything in here. Sometimes you can't open things in here. You don't have enough mechanics. So we do get this grimoire, which is actually a decent grimoire. It has a Shadow Flame, which is kind of unique, and it also has Death Ring, Hook of Death. Okay, so it has a lot of interesting abilities. I'll definitely take that. And this last place, we get an Ivory Worm figurine, which means we can summon two worms, which are dragons.
Oh, I shall.
What else do we get? Let's get something else. We get Potion of Piercing Strikes. Okay. Alright, so lots of good stuff. Arkemyr will know that we've been here, so that's something we can't avoid. Let's go ahead and here. I'm gonna finish looting this place up and then we'll head out. There's a few rooms in here that you can go into.
I'm keeping what's in there. All done.
There's a Morning Star, which is Zaru Sichar, corrode damage. Lots of good two-handed weapons in here.
So,
Okay. Lots of books, nothing of value. Some more books. There's a soul in here too. There's a soul. If you talk to this guy here, he'll tell you kind of what's going on. Essentially what happened is he tried to break in underneath, or she, can't tell if it's a he or she, tried to break in underneath that closed up area down here before, and so now it's alarmed and everything. And they were captured, now they're going to become a construct.
Oh, good.
And here's a purchase order. Yeah, so this kind of gives you a little more information about this person right here. They're trying to buy a construct. And then he'll put the soul in the construct. Some more Ardra. The slab looks intended for Arkemyr's iron constructs. You sense a fractured, confused scrap of soul essence. You walk through the halls of Arkemyr's Manor. The layout is no stranger to you, and you navigate every turn with confidence. Your partner is your shadow, hanging 3 steps behind. Gesture for him to hurry. A little noise won't disturb the imp's stewards. Ephron nods and hastens his pace. You reach the heavy vault door. The lock is made of gems set into stone. Ephron glances over his shoulder, too preoccupied to follow your careful motions. So set the gems in their combination and pray for the contact get it right. Alright, so just as the vault door opens, one of Arkemyr's imps rounds the corner and screeches in a full voice. You spin on your heel and make a run for it. Ephron is nowhere to be seen, but a whisper of cloth through an open doorway tells you where he's gone to hide. Before you can take your second step, a blow like a battering ram carries you off your feet. Disoriented and prone, the last thing you see is the first of an ironclad construct mercilessly coming down, with nothing but your head between it and the cold stone floor. So, you can find the combination from this soul as well. So if you came in through the back way, through this way, you have to clear this room out here, and then talk to the soul. Then you can find the combination that way. And if you have mechanics, you can open this door and enter the combination you found from the soul. And so you can actually do everything from within the basement. You actually don't have to go upstairs at all. So that's what I would recommend if you want to do that the semi-hard way. Let's get some stuff in here. I think we're done.
Well, as long as I don't get caught. I guess that wasn't so hard.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to kill these guys, it's totally worth it, because each one of them drops a lot of good enchanting stuff. These will drop different roots, things you can only find in certain areas. Lots of good stuff in here. The imps drop imp horns. So yeah, definitely worth going in here and figuring it out. Alright. This is just a scrying pool. Okay, that's gonna be it. Go back upstairs. That's pretty much Arkemyr's Manor. So now we have the tablet. We have to decide who we want to talk to. I might go ahead and just give it to the Huana, because I've already made them upset. When I freed the dragon, they were upset about that, so... Well, they will be. I talked to them about it. I'll give it to Huana. Beraths, I'm not really concerned about. Alright, so I'm going to turn in... switch over my clothes. What did I have? I had this on. What does this give me? Spell armor. Okay, I'm going to go back to this. I don't need these ropes. These ropes aren't really useful in any way. They just have... There's Arkemyr's robes, which make you look like Arkemyr. And I'm actually going to take that book. I'm going to equip that book as well. We did get some boots. I have a lot of characters without boots. This is more for probably him. And a cloak. I already have a cloak on me. He doesn't have one. Okay. 10% area of effect. I don't know who'd be able to use that. Maybe I can. What do I have here? I already have that on. Yeah, he already has it on too. Okay. I'll just leave it at that. Alright, so
For me? Wow, thanks.
let's head on over to the Serpent's Crown. Now that we have the tablet and we've freed the dragon, we need to go talk to let's see. Yeah, Tamaru will wait from... Oh, that's the Imperial Command, okay. Matehi will be in front of Kahanga's palace. Let's go there. Is this her? I think this is her. Yeah, Matehi. Alright.
Akira, we meet again.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. Let's give her the artifact. I retrieved the tablet from Arkemyr's vault.
Akira, you've restored to us a piece of our history.
Okay, so we get experience and some copper.
The Queen thanks you, my friend. We are a step closer to...
Hey, you the Watcher?
Yeah, so this is the follow-up. Yes, that's me.
Good. If I delivered message to wrong person, Master would curse me with Arkemyr's annoying song that never gets out of your head. Arkemyr, the great master, has returned. Invites you to join him at the estate. Says you know where that is.
Tell him I'll be there.
I won't need to. He already knows. Find Master in his study. Don't be late.
Well, that was faster than I anticipated. I had hoped for more time to work with the Queen on her formal apology, but I will have to accelerate our plan. Thank you again, truly. This may be our most meaningful step towards Ukaizo. We just have to pray that Arkemyr doesn't put hexes on his belongings.
You didn't mention a Kaizo before, Atehi.
Oh, well, it's a sensitive matter, is it not? The Huana and the Royal Deadfire Company are hardly the only ones with an interest in the island. It pays to maintain some discretion.
Very well.
Well, we cleaned out his place real good. Maybe he wants to tell us how impressed he is.
Yeah, he's gonna send us on a quest. That's what he's gonna do. To pay him back. Okay, let's go upstairs into the palace and talk to the queen and deliver the bad news about the dragon. I'm gonna go to the roof. Okay, let's talk to the queen.
What madness has its clutches around Pariki's Overlook? The mountain shakes. Bellows of anguish echo over the wind.
Onikaza raises a trembling hand to her brow.
And a shadow rose from the streets to cover Queen's birth on its way to the sea. Now the traders look to me for answers I do not have. Nothing but panic and contradiction make their way to my ears. Tell me, what happened?
Naga invaded the guild to rescue an ancient sea dragon.
You do not jest.
Queen blinks and slowly raises to sit straight in her throne.
So his was the heart I felt beating in my city. For what did the guild endanger my city with this creature? I will hear Myru's report.
Guildmaster Myru is dead.
No, to lose a teacher of Myru's skill while Rawatai points their cannons at us? Send every bird from my master water shapers. Tell them to cleave the ocean in half if they must. They will come to Neketaka now.
A pair of attendants bolt to attention and scramble down the stairs. Onikaza nurses her brow and sighs.
I once told Myru she was not allowed to retire while Rawatai's fleet darkened my ports. Nagati is not done testing me, I say.
Pariki captured the dragon long ago and built the guild around the prison.
Pariki was a whaler before she took up Nagati's art. I say her largest trophy was a secret, well kept. Kahanga legends tell us that our ancestors made compacts with the creatures of the Deadfire.
Onikaza cuts herself off and snaps her fingers to an attendant.
Send for Ranga Hauhua of the Wapua tribe. If she could soften the hearts of my cats, I say dragons are not beyond her. Speak on, Watcher. As surely as a tide swelling over the shore, I feel you are not finished.
All I know is that anyone who learned water shaping here leached off the dragon's soul.
Then Pariki's students had an advantage in their lessons, I say, and my ruse after her, all at the cost of this beast's freedom. If water shaping is not as our ancestors taught it, we cannot reckon how much of the original form we have lost.
A sinking feeling accompanies her thoughts, as if Onakaza feels a vast well of uncertainty opening beneath her.
What became of the dragon, Watcher? If the power of this beast strengthened our guild?
I set him free. Nothing in Onakaza's outward bearing changes, but the silence of the rooftop gardens feels especially oppressive. Then you notice the scratching sound of her nails in the armrest of her chair, and her tiger's glance up at you with sudden attentiveness.
No, no, I say! Nagati close her teeth around your boat and Wodika scrawl your name in her log of disgrace.
Seriophilus hates foreigners. I send him loose as a favor to you.
A favor? Amira, save me from your charity. If my apprentices struggle to learn Nagati's art, then we have no hope of replenishing the ranks. And I do not have the luxury of patience. I cannot keep Rawatai in check if they do not recognize our strength. The guild can outlast this, but our enemies will test us beyond what we can endure.
I didn't set out to damage the Huana cause, Highness.
Then you are nothing but a fish puppet Ngati sent to trick us with cheap lures of hope. Even in desperate times, this falls beneath the expectations of the Kahanga crown. You may see yourself out.
Farewell, Your Highness. I wish I could have done more for the Huana. She winces, an expectant murmur grows among the onlookers of the rooftop garden.
Wait. Water Shapers have kept this city in the hands of the Kahanga. A queen cannot do this alone. You may work off your debt to the crown. I will swallow my pride if it keeps an ally under my roof.
Thank you for the second chance, Highness.
Thank the goddess. Pray that she finds you worthy of service. My water-shaping masters will arrive soon, and I say the guild will be stronger for their guidance. But a queen's work is not finished until she has endured all of Nagati's trials. I could send birds to every Ranga and rally them to our cause, but Neketaka needs more than strength. We need pure Huana fury. We need the Wahaki. My brother calls the Wahaki the last true Huana. He's severe on the Kahanga, but I do not call him wrong. The tribe hates all foreigners. Passing ships are attacked on sight, and explorers never make it back to the beach.
Go on.
I have hesitated to let the trading company see my teeth, but those days are behind us. Filling the seas with Wahaki war canoes will strike terror in the heart of even Rawatai's iron fleet.
I'll make contact with Wahaki and hope for the best.
Sail for the Isle of Oryokoiki and return when you have an answer from the tribe, whether fair or foul. The island lies northwest of Neketaka. There is a phrase which will protect my royal herald. Over crumbling mountains, across blighted seas. If you remember this, it could save your life.
Over crumbling mountains, across blighted seas. I'll remember that.
Write it down if you must, but recall it when the time comes. The Wahaki are not a trusting people.
Okay, so we can go downstairs. She is very upset about that, but it's okay. Okay, so that's the two quests that we completed this episode. A reputation with the Huana. Oh, here's the Huana. It's still pretty good. So that's going to be it for this episode. We've completed all of our quests that we've set out to do. Next episode, we will head out of Neketaka, most likely, and try to complete other quests. But for now, that's going to be it. I thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.